Welcome to Fred Olsen's Balmoral for a full walk around on every deck. Balmoral is an older, more traditional type of cruise ship. She was built in 1988 and carries 1,325 passengers and 530 crew. We start our tour on deck 3, which is half cabins and half utility. On deck 3 you'll find the arts and crafts room, which appears to be used as a games room at the moment. Just to the left here is the medical centre. Also on this deck is one of the two self-service laundrettes aboard Balmoral. Deck 4 comprises entirely of cabins. Our cabin on this cruise was 4096, a standard inside cabin, the cheapest one you could get. It's not huge, but it's perfectly adequate. There are two lifts on Balmoral. The front one goes up to deck 10, but if you want to go to deck 11 you need to take the aft lift. Deck 5 is again entirely cabins of a slightly higher grade. On the stairwell between decks 5 and 7 are all the commemorative plaques given to a ship on its maiden call at a particular port. More commemorative plaques show the hundreds of places Balmoral has been all over the world, as we head up to deck 6 and the main restaurant, the Balmoral. As we walk through the photo gallery, there's another entrance to the Balmoral restaurant. The restaurant is quiet now, but it does get busy. As well as for main dining, this restaurant is open for breakfast and lunch. And unusually for a main dining room, it features a full buffet as well as the usual table service. After passing through the photo gallery once again, we come to the onboard flower shop. Next to which is the photo gallery. Here in the beautiful Oriental tea room, we have guest services and destination services, together with a stairwell which leads up to deck 7. The remainder of deck 6 contains another series of cabins. Deck 7 is the main entertainment deck, and we start our tour at the front of the ship with the Neptune Lounge, where all the theatre shows and the daily talks take place. Behind the Neptune Lounge are the boutique shops. And a desk for future cruise information. Heading now towards the Bookmark Cafe, but first on our right is a card room which was also used for ukulele lessons. We're now in the Bookmark Cafe, where you can purchase specialty coffees along with a range of homemade chocolates and some splendid cakes. Over in this corner, the Balmoral string trio play 3 or 4 times a day. And just off the Bookmark Cafe, there's a fairly good library. And adjacent to the library you can find a selection of board games and jigsaws. There's a nice shuffleboard table here just before we turn into the Morning Light pub. And then to the rear of the ship is the main buffet, known as the Palms Cafe. The area adjacent to the buffet is open for seating during the day, but in the evening turns into the Verdasco speciality dining restaurant. There's also a small ice cream bar here. Out on the aft deck, when the weather's suitable, there's a barbecue at lunchtime offering burgers and hot dogs. Finally, out on the aft deck we have the swimming pool and a couple of jacuzzis. The ship has a full wraparound promenade. Check out my separate video for a complete walk round. Deck 8 is given over to larger cabins and suites, with the Lido lounge at the rear of the ship. The Lido bar has a splendid selection of spirits, together with a rather special cognac, which will set you back £145 for a single measure. Adjacent to the bar is the other speciality restaurant on board, known as Colours and Tastes. The Lido Lounge has a sports TV and hosts live entertainment in the evening and various activities during the day. Deck 9 is once again all cabins. The only other thing on this deck is the other laundry room, which is hidden away at the back of the ship and quite difficult to find. At the front of deck 10 is the spa and fitness centre. I didn't intrude as there were people having treatments. Deck 10 is where all of the top class suites are. At the rear of deck 10 are two smaller restaurants, the Spey restaurant and the Avon restaurant, which are open to all passengers. Just like the main restaurant, there's a self-service buffet connecting the Avon and the Spey restaurants. But you can of course have full waiter service or mix and match as you prefer. The Spey restaurant was, to my mind, the very best place to eat. There's not many places where you can have such a splendid view over a leisurely lunch. And so we come to deck 11, which is a mostly open deck with a swimming pool and jacuzzis. Towards the stern there's a small golf practice net. And then an open area for deck games. Past the swimming pool there's a very pleasant seating area for the marquee bar. And the marquee bar leads into the observatory lounge, giving a splendid view from the front of the ship. This is another area where there's live music and other activities throughout the day. So that's the full tour of Fred Olsen's Balmoral. Check out my video for our 15-night cruise on the Balmoral, which went right up the Norwegian coast to Spitsbergen and Svalbard.